We've got the electrified G80 from Genesis.
Smooth. Oh yeah.
Ooh, you can't hear a thing. It's so quiet in this cabin.
It's so smooth.
Wow.
I love a large luxury sedan, Andrea. We used to have years ago, before kids. No, actually the kids came along when we had our second BMW 7 Series. Big, large luxury car. Love it.
Well, the second one wouldn't start most of the time, so it went.
All right, let's get into...
First one was good.
The first one was good. Let's get into this one. What do we have under the floor of this GV80?
A dual 136 kilowatt electric motor with 365 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It gets 454 kilometers, 282 miles of EV range, standard all-wheel drive. The G80 has an 87.2 kilowatt-hour battery.
Luxury car, one trim, everything included. What are the key standard features?
The electrified G80 comes with a heat pump and battery heater, a 14.5-inch touchscreen with navigation, wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, wireless charger, surround view monitor, heated steering wheel, heated front and rear seats, ventilated front seats, a 21-speaker Lexicon audio system, Nappa leather upholstery, and a powered trunk lid.
We have it in comfort right now, because this is the kind of vibe. All right, what else can we put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
Make sure to like and subscribe, but also hit that notification bell. Also follow on Instagram to get a sneak peek behind the scenes with Motormouth_Andrea. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.
This shares its underpinnings with the gas model G80. It's not a separate EV platform. This has an electronically controlled suspension and active road noise control, which really maximizes the quietness of the cabin.
So noise cancellation is basically what they have here. Have you ever tried those fancy Bose noise canceling headphones? They sound out an opposite wavelength to cancel out the noise. They're doing that in the cabin through the speakers. It's magic. It works. It's great.
This is very smooth. It offers a comfortable drive. It soaks up those bumps in the road. It's a real premium driving experience in this. We're really enjoying it, especially since in the past we've owned larger sedans and you just cruise along and enjoy the view.
And it's got lots of power. The great thing about having a big luxury car like this is you typically get a big monstrous V8 under the hood, or a twin turbo V8 in some cases. It has as much power, if more, than you would get with a gasoline version. It's instant and it's quiet, and man, it just makes this a lot of fun to drive and comfortable.
Yeah. This has a striking exterior design, this beautiful green blue color, depending on the light that you see it in, is quite lovely on the road.
I think it's teal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a teal color.
It's the same color as your skirt, Andrea.
Kind of.
So when you bought the skirt, what color was it? Teal?
It was greeny blue. That's what it was, greeny blue.
You know what's interesting about this car? There's nothing on it that lets you know it's electric.
No.
Nothing. The only thing is the fun color, and also maybe the turbine wheels.
Yeah.
But there's no badging on the car, and it really takes you know, a sleuth to figure out where the plug outlet or inlet is, right?
Yeah, the charging port in the front is hidden, so it's really hard to see that this is an electric vehicle. It has the G-Matrix pattern crest grille, power folding exterior mirrors, chrome accents, 19-inch wheels. I think it's a stunner.
So I was shooting this car when we do the outside, what we call them beauty shots of the outside of the car, and there was a guy there walking his dog, and he came up to me and he goes, wow, that car is beautiful. He stood there for 5 minutes and looked at the grill. He goes, I love that grill. He knew nothing about Genesis. He didn't know anything about it. I told him about the brand. So this guy is in charge of shuttling. He's a teamster, and they take people to movie sets, either the star of the show or the director, and they've been using electric cars to reduce their costs, and they use Teslas. And in his opinion, he says they rattle and they squeak, and he thinks they're not very well put together, and he was really smitten with this.
Well, we actually sat in a Model Y, I guess it was, when we got an Uber one time when we were in San Francisco. And this just has such a wonderful passenger experience, and I just didn't feel that way in the Model Y. Of course, the Model S would be a little bit different and offering that little bit more luxury. It is a higher price point.
Marginally. But this is what Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia do exceptionally well. It all culminates in the Genesis brand with an interior that is really fantastic. Leather on the dash in a beautiful green, matches your skirt, green carpets, the stitching, the leather, the materials, it's first rate.
Even the wood trim in here, you know, Genesis is really focused on those little details to give you a luxury feeling in here. It comes with a 14.5-inch touchscreen, wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto, the 12.3-inch digital driver display, and the touchscreen is controlled with the dial at the center console. It's really easy to use. So if you don't want to use the touchscreen and get fingerprints, you don't have to.
Well, this is what I wanted to get to, Andrea. This brand listens. You know, people went after them for the initial rotary dial wheel that was very clumsy to use. We even said in one of our videos, here, I'll play a clip of it right now. This is what we said about the system they have in here. This is the best system that Genesis offers. They have a real dumb system in the GV80. Genesis, listen to us again. Use this system. It kind of mirrors the iDrive system from BMW. It's kind of similar. Stick with this. So we said stick with what they put in here. That's not even 2 years ago.
And you'll notice something in here. There is no sunroof, panoramic roof, fixed panoramic roof. This, like I said, is based on the gas model, and it was probably a little bit too expensive, maybe too complicated. EV range, they wanted to keep it lighter. That could be it. What is it, Zach?
Well, because the battery's under here, right? So they had to raise the seats up.
True,
So if they raise the seats up, they need more headroom. So that cartridge for a big panel roof steals quite a bit of space. So they keep the headroom similar, but they put a battery in. Bob's your uncle.
So I think that is
Bob actually is your uncle. You do have an uncle Bob.
I do have an Uncle Bob. I think that is a little bit of a mess in a luxury brand. This is $105,000 Canadian and just under $80,000 in the US. Luxury brands have either a fixed glass roof, a panoramic sunroof, or a sunroof. So I think it's something that they might have to consider, but I just don't know how they're going to do it.
I love this. I love no sunroof. I
yes,
take this
but
all day long.
Zach, a lot of people want
but
something.
I don't care what they want. I like it with no sunroof.
I like it with a sunroof.
You know who'd win that battle?
I would, yeah.
We do have a great question coming up in Questions, Coffee, and Cars about the space. So we're going to quickly show me getting into the back seat. I will say the comfort level is fantastic. We're going to talk about it more in a second. How does it compare to, say, the Tesla Model S?
It offers about the same front row legroom, but a little less headroom. In the second row, the Model S has a little less legroom, but more headroom. The Tesla offers an extra 14.3 cubic feet of trunk space, so that's a fair amount more than this electrified G80.
Yeah, when you open the trunk, you notice right away there's a bump in the back of the trunk, which is obviously there for the electronic components, and the seats don't fold down. There's only a ski pass through, so you're giving something up, but you're getting a luxury ride. So we have more on the space, so let's get into it.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Does this model have four-wheel steering as an option for easier maneuvering while driving in tighter places like urban parking lots? I would want the option due to the long wheelbase. The Mercedes and other German luxury rivals offer four-wheel systems on some trims.
So the regular gas model, it has it as an option, right?
Yeah, so the 3.5T Sport Plus model has rear wheel steering, but this G80 electrified vehicle did not get it.
I'm guessing it's probably got to do because it's got electric motors instead of just a regular differential at the back, but there you go. You know what? This thing's fine. I don't worry about maneuvering it at all.
No, and the turning radius is excellent, that I actually thought it was possible that it had it, but we double checked and it doesn't. What do you think of lane centering assist on this vehicle?
Oh, sorry, I was drinking my coffee. That's the segment. You know what? Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia all have very good lane centering technology.
Yeah.
You put basically the cruise control, and it's kind of like an autonomous system. You have to keep your hands on the wheel, but it does a very good job. It'll even trace through corners. So they have that kind of down, I think. Yeah, it's a good job.
Good. We put out a lot of content each week on the Motormouth YouTube channel, and it's super easy to find.
All you do is go to the YouTube search bar and type in Motormouth, the name of the channel, then the brand you're looking for. In this case, it's Genesis, and all of our videos pop up. It's that easy.
How's the interior leg headroom? I believe some reviewers said that it's changed to accommodate the battery on the floor. Is there much of a difference? I think you're talking about between the gas model and this electrified G80. There is a difference. There's a lack of headroom in the front and the rear. The front row legroom is about the same. You're losing it in second row legroom in this electrified vehicle. The gas model has about 3 inches more legroom, and same with cargo space, 2.3 cubic feet extra space in the gas model.
But I will say, having sat in the back seat, you just saw that.
Yeah.
Me getting in the back seat, the pitch of the rear seats and the comfort of the cushions in the seat is excellent. So even though it might not be as roomy with volume, it's very comfortable. Yeah,
you really get an excellent luxury experience back there for the passenger. It's really nice.
You know what, Andrea? It's like being hugged by a cashmere sweater. Luxury. And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
So how does this stack up against its competitors? I personally feel it's better looking vehicle than Tesla has, but does the newcomer have what it takes to edge out the others?
So what is luxury, Andrea? I've always talked about this. Luxury is heritage. So when you look at marques like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, they have decades, if not centuries, of luxury craftsmanship that goes into building their whole brand. This is a Johnny-come-lately Genesis, right? It offers all the accoutrements that you expect from a luxury brand, but is it luxury?
Well, that's the question. The Genesis name, has it elevated itself enough to compete with all of these luxury brands? Certainly the interior does. The quality of materials used definitely competes. Even the technology in here. But what Genesis has done, which is really smart for this luxury category, at $105,000 Canadian and just under $80,000 US, of course this is expensive. We all agree on that. But in this luxury category, it is actually a great deal because everything is priced more. Now, we don't know what Mercedes-Benz, the EQE sedan, is going to be priced at, but you can bet it's not going to come with all of these standard features.
Now, the other one is Tesla with the Model S. Now, Model S and Tesla, I don't think is luxury. It's luxury price point. Yes, it's got great range and it's got all that horsepower and torque, but it's not a luxury product. It is an aspirational product, that's for sure. They've made an aspirational brand, but I wouldn't say Tesla and luxury in the same sentence. I just wouldn't, and that's from someone who drives 100 different cars a year, and along with Andrea, of course. Yeah,
and the quality just isn't there in the Tesla. It doesn't matter what Tesla you get into, you just don't get this richness, the quality of the materials. It's really quite beautiful. Like we talked about the color combinations in here and the little details. It's really well done, but the technology in Tesla products is excellent. And then you've got the supercharger network, which some people feel that elevates the status of that brand.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's get into what do the competitors cost. We don't know the EQE, so we'll run through the ones we do know.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Mercedes-Benz EQE 500 sedan. It has 402 horsepower, EV range, and pricing has not been announced yet for this model.
The Tesla Model S with 670 horsepower and 604 kilometers or 375 miles of range. It has a starting price of $135,000.
The Lucid Air Touring with 620 horsepower and up to 653 kilometers, 405 miles of EV range. It has a starting price of $146,000.
The Audi e-tron GT Quattro with 522 horsepower and 383 kilometers or 236 miles of range. It has a starting price of just under $134,000.
So there are 4 luxury electric sedans for you to consider.
So you want to know how fast this thing can charge, what's the warranty, and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. There's just one trim and it starts at $105,000 Canadian and just under $80,000 in the US. With a level 2 charger, the G80 can charge in less than 7.5 hours. With a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, it can charge from 10 to 80% in just over 21 minutes. The G80 has a vehicle-to-load function, V2L, which is basically a charger on wheels. Customers in the U.S. get 3 years of 30-minute complimentary DC fast charging sessions at Electrify America stations.
Genesis offers a warranty of 5 years, 100,000 kilometers, or 60,000 miles. In Canada, Genesis offers 5 years of free scheduled maintenance. In the U.S., it's 3 years or 36,000 miles. Genesis at home service in Canada is offered to customers within 50 kilometers of a distributor. Lightning round. 2 things we like to see improved.
I love the smooth ride and the quiet cabin.
I like the fact there's no sunroof.
I think we need wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I hope the Hyundai Group figures this out soon.
For Andrea, we need a sunroof.
If you're looking for an electrified luxury sedan, make sure you put this one on your list.
It's not cheap, but it's the cheapest of very expensive category.
This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.